Welcome to this video series about the different elements and how you can use these elements in your business so that you can maximize your talents without maxing out on your energy. In this video, we're going to dive into the earth signs. And earth signs are the most reliable, the most steady, fast ones out there. Earth, the word itself says it already. It's stable, it's not going anywhere, it's really there to stay the course. And that is what most earth signs have. They are really good at digging in. They're passionate, but in a much more subtle way. Whereas fire signs are really like in your face passionate. Earth signs can be the steady ones, the ones you can rely on, the ones that go from start to finish, don't quit, see the details, and are really committed to making things work. This is also a little bit of a pitfall where if they have set their mind on something, they are a little bit harder to move into a different direction because they have set their minds, and then it's harder to change their minds. Also, opinions of others are not always as welcomed by them because they have realized that this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'm going to stay doing. So the first sign that we have is Taurus, and Taurus is a fixed earth sign. So it means that when Taurus does something, it just goes. It doesn't think much. It has set its mind on staying the course, and that's exactly what Taurus is doing. Taurus is fantastic at getting things done. It is really good at being stable and loyal. There's no one as loyal as Taurus is to staying the course. It's like the bull. Taurus is the sign of the bull. So when you think of a bull, they're not fast, but they get the thing done that needs to get done. That's exactly what Taurus is. If you are a Taurus and somebody comes up to you and says, we need to finish this really quickly, like an Aries would ask you, you'd be like, sure, we're gonna look at it, we're gonna see how we're gonna approach this, and then we're gonna go. And once we're going, we're going. Maybe not be the fastest people out there, but once you have the commitment, nothing is going to stop you. This is exactly where your power lays, because a lot of Tauruses think, I'm not fast enough, I'm not innovative enough, I'm not outside of the box enough. But you are enough because you are so reliable. People can really depend on you. When you do something, you go all in. And it's really good for people to be able to rely on your stability. At the same time, you really crave security and stability within your life. This also translates into your business. So you need to make sure that your business is stable, that you have stable ground. Whether that means in the beginning, you still have to have a part-time job next to it, or maybe even a full-time job, and you build your business as a side hustle, or you have a partner who supports you. Having that stability makes you be able to stay in your zone of genius. And of course, you need to create that stability within yourself, and finances are not just going to give you the stability that you create, because it's a co-creation. It's not just you doing it, it's something that you do together. But you need to realize what it is that you need to stay the course, and what it is that you need that supports you so that you can feel safe. So you have that sense of stability and security within your life. This is also a little bit where the downfall is of the Taurus, that because it's so focused on where it's going, it's almost like you just walk around like this and you really don't see what's happening on the left or right. So for you, it's important to make sure that you also keep looking to your right, keep looking to your left, see what other people are doing or the advice that other people are giving. Because it might not always be the advice that you thought of, but they might be able to come up with something brilliant that can help you to course correct a little bit. Now, because of the fact that you stay the course correction, it's not like you're just making a 180 and go the other direction. But if you feel like you should correct, do it as little as feels comfortable with you. Just because someone else just overhauls their business overnight, that doesn't mean that you have to do that too. If you feel like something is not working, you can slowly correct and be able to turn around, and you don't have to make a 180. Just follow the course that works for you. Another thing that a lot of Tauruses have is they're pretty stubborn. Because they're a fixed sign, they don't like to take advice from others, and sometimes you can really dig yourself in without finding a way out because you're holding on to your stubbornness. So if you feel this coming up, allow yourself to open to the opinion of others. And when you feel these things come up, like being stubborn or being stuck, go out in nature. You're an earth sign, so you really need to go out. You need to surround yourself. That's also where you get inspired. That's where you get new inspiration from, by really grounding yourself into the earth. Now, being outside is important for everybody, but for you it's even more so because that's really your creative drive. That's where you get your inspiration from. So make sure you go outside as often as you can. The next earth sign is Virgo. And Virgo is a mutable air sign. A mutable earth sign. And what that means is that Virgo can move, but within its own limits. Virgo is the sign of mastery, of perfection. Whatever you do, you go all in, also all in on all the details. So it's not just that you are very committed, you're also very committed to spotting every single detail, every single thing that might need to get done. So you are excellent at really digging your heels into the sand and allowing yourself to look at what it is that needs to get done. So a lot of people who have a lot of Virgo energy, they love to analyze things. They love to build really complicated sales funnels and really tweak it left and right because you like to analyze things and really dig into that. This is something that is really lights you up. So don't be afraid if other people are just ignoring the details and not paying attention, because that's something that lights you up. Very often Virgo is described as the perfectionist, but they turn it into a negative thing. And I want to challenge you to look at it from a positive way, because in your business, there are hardly any details that you miss. You're able to oversee projects in a way that no one else can. So perfection works in your favor because you'll be able to spot the things that are not working. Yes, this is also where it gets a little bit tricky, because if you go into the downfall of everything has to be exactly perfect and nothing can change and everything has to be like super organized and super structured, when things don't plan out that way, then it's harder to course correct. So allow yourself to go into that perfectionism up to a certain degree where it doesn't block you. Because this can also stop your creativity. If you feel like everything needs to be set up in a certain way and it has to be that way and it turns out not to be that way, you can be stuck. So allow yourself to really master the things that you want to master, to dive deep, to set up the systems, and allow enough space for your creativity to come up. So allow enough of a buffer around the structures to still be a little bit more playful. You're not less playful than someone else, but the Virgo energy drives you to the more practical, to make it practical. You're not just doing something for the fluffiness of it, to make it more beautiful or to make it more attractive. You are more focused on the practical, which is perfect. And at the same time, we can sit back a little bit and breathe and let things unfold as they naturally unfold. So that is your biggest lesson for Virgo, to allow yourself to, you are a mutable sign. So you have this movement within you, but you thrive having structures. So if you set up the structures for yourself that work for you, that make you work less hard, you have more space to sit back, let those structures do the work for you. And within those structures, then you have the time to play. The same as goes for Taurus. If you feel stuck, if you feel like in that tunnel vision where you cannot see what else is happening, go outside. Ground yourself, put your feet on the earth and feel alive. Feel it in your body. Feel that you are sensing everything around you, because you can get quite stuck up in your head where you just thinking about things that you have to do or structures that you have to change. But it's really important to come back into your body and allow yourself to feel. And the more that you do that, the more that the structures will work for you and the easier it will feel in your business. The next sign that is up is Capricorn. And Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign. And what that means is that it's really good. It has this really startup type of energy. But the interesting thing is with Capricorn that it can also stay the course and it can also finish. Because Capricorn is seen as the father figure of the zodiac sign, it is really responsible. It's reliable. Whatever needs to get done, go to Capricorn and he will finish it completely. This is a really beautiful talent to have because you are serious. You don't get distracted easily. And for you, it's quite easy to see what is important and what not. It's much easier for you to distinguish what to focus on, what is just a bunch of fluff that you don't need, but what is the direction that we're heading in. And in your business, this is really good because people can really rely on you. You're like the most stable factor in the zodiacs. So you are the one that if you say something is going to happen this way, you will make sure that it will happen this way. You will move mountains to make sure that this gets done the way I said it would get done. If you make a promise, there are no empty promises when it comes to you. You're serious, you're committed, and you're making it work. Again, this is also where there's a little bit of a flip side. Every sign has a high and a low side. Your flip side is workaholism. Because of this commitment and because of this drive to do things properly, detailed, that's where you also get into trouble because you're so focused on work that, especially if you have your own business, you become your business. Now, I know that you are your own brand and you technically are your business, but there has to be a distinction between you as a person and you in your business. For Capricorn, it can be quite difficult to see the you in your business separate from the you who you are as a being. So make sure that you also have enough time to do the things that you love. Because one of the things that Capricorn tend to do is bury themselves in their work so they don't have to let others in. Now, Capricorn is not less of an emotional sign as other. It is perceived as less because of this serious and structured and committed way to its work. So if you are Capricorn and you are nodding your head right now, you need to make sure that you allow others to help you, to allow others to come close to you. Not just in business, but also in life, because there's more to life than just work. And it's awesome that you're so committed, and this definitely will help you get really, really far and make your mark into this world. But if you burn out because you're so focused on work, or you don't have a social life, or you neglect your social life and your family is like, yeah, we get to see her sometimes. Really focus on what is important. We all need the different buckets to be filled, not just a work bucket. And yes, it's important. And yes, it really makes you happy. But find a way to also care for the bucket that is your family, the bucket that is your social life. All of those buckets, and self-care, of course, all of those buckets need to be filled. And for you as a Capricorn, it might feel like it's more work, but in the end, you also get way more back. It really helps you to go even deeper in that work commitment, because you have filled up your other buckets and you don't run out of energy that fast. So Capricorn, you're super committed, super driven, really determined to getting things done. So use that commitment to commit to self-care. Use that determination to spend the time with your family, because it's just as important as work. And that was the last one of the earth signs. To wrap it up, most earth signs are very practical. They really make the world easier because they see things in a very different way and are able to help us to make it more practical and easier for all of us. If you're ready to take this to the next level and really learn what your talents are based on your astrological profile, if you're ready to use this information to start scheduling your quarter ahead and understand what the different energies are in your chart as well as in the universe at the moment, then I have an amazing opportunity for you. Every quarter, I open the doors to my group program, the quarterly sessions, where we're going to dive into what your chart tells about you, but more importantly, what the energies will be for the upcoming quarter. So for the next 3 months, you will know when your creative peaks are, when your energy high is, also when your energy is lower, when there's a time where you're much more in an analytical mode. If you schedule all of that out, it will help you to be able to stay within your own energy so much more. And the more that you can stay with your energy, the more energy you will have available to you, because you can only spend your energy once. And the more that you do that, the more productive you become, the more output you have without having to work harder. These quarterly sessions are done in a group. We come together, we go over all of the energies, and throughout those 3 months, we can keep each other accountable to stay on course, to keep focusing on the plans that we made, and to allow ourselves to grow in ways that feels expansive, that feels rich, that feels easy, opposed to hard and draining and difficult. If you're ready to join me, at the moment I still have a early bird special where if you sign up this week, you will receive the course Living with the Moon for free. And in that course, you will learn how to use the moon and your own cycle to really tune into your own energy to get way more done in way less time. See you in there.